So this video covers the last two sentences of chapter 43 of book 5. So what I want you guys to do, just to try and make these videos go a little bit shorter for me, is go ahead and read through the sentences in Latin. Try and go ahead and block it out as much as you can, and just pause the video and do that, and then start it again when you have done so. Okay, thank you. So hopefully, while marking it, you noticed that besides inter missa flamma being an ablative absolute, we have turi, adacta, et contingente. All those words are ablative. And so I'm just going to write AA for ablative absolute. Our subject here would be the centurions, centuriones. There's a very small clause here from quo to stabant, with stabant being the main verb of the clause. And we still have yet to come to a main verb of an entire sentence, but finally we get it here at recesserunt, and we get another one at removerunt, and at coeperunt. In terms of clauses, besides quo stabant, the only other clause that I see up to the semicolon would be right here with si introire velent, velent being the main verb of the clause. Introire being an infinitive. There's another infinitive here at vocare. In terms of prepositional phrases, the one that jumps out to me is right here, ex eo loco. So that quo clause is sort of sandwiched within this prepositional phrase, which will make sense when we translate it here in just a second. Now, going from the semicolon to the very end of the sentence, I see ausus est as a main verb. It's deponent or semi-deponent. Nemo would be the subject. Progredi is a participle. An infinitive, deponent infinitive. And then, let's go ahead and mark this sentence as well. Ex omni parte would be a prepositional phrase. Lapidibus conjectis, that's another ablative absolute. And then we have a comma here, and sequentia est, main verb. Turis would be the subject of sequentia est. De turbati is plural. I think we probably have to add in a sunt here, and we'll just make that a main verb. Sorry, magic pen not working. That looks awful, but that's supposed to be S-U-N-T. Main verb right there. Okay, so now that we've done this, let's go back and try and translate it. So we'll start with here. Indeed, with the fire having been let up a little bit, and with a turret having been thrust forward or plunged forward in a certain place, and with it touching the wall, the centurions of the third cohort recesserunt, retreated from this place where they were standing, and they withdrew all of their men, and they began to call the enemies nutu with a nod or with a sign and with voices if they wished to enter. So just going backwards just a tiny bit, what does that really mean? Well, the Nervii had managed to they had stopped pelting the Romans so much with fire up here, and in a certain spot, they got one of their siege towers up against and touching the wall. So the Roman centurions at the top of the wall backed up a little bit, and then they were basically kind of taunting the enemies to come across. Of whom, or I guess we should say nemo, none of whom dared to step forward. And that, of course, means the enemies, according to Caesar, the Nervii were too scared to step forward. Then, let's go to our ablative absolute. With stones having been hurled ex omni parte, from every side, de turbati, I think the subject is the Nervii who are on top of the tower, they were driven off or dislodged, and the tower was set on fire. Okay, thank you.